Good to have you here today. Welcome to the show, guys. We've got some breaking news on so much that is happening. You just can't believe it, how much happens overnight. But we have some great news for those on Social Security. We also have some great news if you're one of the ones who has student loan debt and you want it forgiven. There's so much that Biden has done in the past 24 hours, and there's a lot that lawmakers are doing in terms of giving people more money, but at the same time, too, they're trying to pass things for Social Security for the increase. There's so much happening. We're going to talk about that. Just want to say thank you to everybody that is watching. Thank you to all the subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We want to serve you on a daily basis and make sure you have all the top news. Remember, America first. Back there, that American flag stands for our freedom. We want to say thank you to all the vets and thank you to their spouses for what they've done for this country. We wouldn't be here without you. But with our top news today, guys, Biden has signed yet another executive order. He has passed another executive order to give $7.4 billion away to student loans for student loan forgiveness. We have a Social Security Fairness Act that now has over 300 sponsors for this bill to be passed that would increase the benefits to those on Social Security, SSI, SSDI. We have Chuck Schumer and Mike Johnson who are now in line. They're on the same team essentially to get President Netanyahu, the Prime Minister Netanyahu from Israel to come and speak to Congress. Guys, we've got West Virginia who has just passed a bill to phase out Social Security state taxes. And we have a huge breaking news on the Donald Trump trial that is pretty much imploded. Alvin Bragg's his case against Donald Trump. We're going to be getting that and also into some more stories today. But hey, it's a wonderful weekend. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. We want to bring you the top news, but I do have a video to show you that I'm telling you guys, it's going to just really, to me, it embodies what is the issue with Social Security and why we're starting to see so many more new bills come into play. Things are about to happen. This is a presidential election year, and you're going to see bills being passed. You're going to see money being given away. Why? Because President Biden wants to have another second term. But please smash that like button. We appreciate it. We want to continue growing this community and also keep spreading the word, sharing this video. We thank you to all those that support the channel. Thank you to Michael Thomas, who's a member of the channel, all those, Chase, everybody that is supporting the chat, supporting the channel. Please like this video as we can continue to grow this community. So let's jump right into this video because this is exactly what's happening in the United States today.
On Social Security, 68 years old, and working just to pay my taxes. My property taxes were $895 a year. Now, my property taxes are approaching $8,000 a year over the last couple of years. And so we're paying...
Please tell me if you relate to this because this goes right into the Social Security Fairness Act that has over 300 sponsors that you're about to hear. They're so close to passing this, but it's because of this right here.
$100 a month rent to the state to live in our own house. Problem is that I'm 68 years old and there needs to be a moratorium on what we have to pay. I worked the entire winter up on that mountain for $6,500 just to pay my property taxes because I'm stubborn enough I don't want to dig into my bank account to pay them. It's like, well, you want me to work? Well, I'll work. And I'm 68 years old and I'll work all summer. And most of my time is just to pay my property taxes to live in the house that I bought in 1995.
Guys, isn't that such a sad story? You paid for your house, you paid into Social Security, you did all that you were supposed to do, but if you don't pay your property taxes, the government will come and take your house away and you will be homeless after you done paid off your house.
Children are raised, they want to get married there, and I plan on being there until the very end. We just can't take this anymore. This was a great place, and it still is but the people that made it great can't afford to live here anymore, and our kids can't come here.
Guys, if you relate to this, let's get some likes for the video for what I'm about to show you, because this right here, the Social Security Fairness Act, listen to what this representative has to say. This is good, great news. If you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, listen to this.
The bill itself will be a game changer for public employees who are retired and aren't getting all of their Social Security, even though they paid into Social Security throughout their career. There are over 300 of us who have signed on to this bill, and once you hit 290, it should come to the floor. The bill itself will be a game changer.
So right there, guys, over 300 sponsors are moving into this bill, the Social Security Fairness Act. What does this do? This repeals that if you get Social Security, if you get money from pensions, or if you get money from the state or any other sources, that they don't take more money away from your Social Security. This is a 100% positive bill for those on Social Security. We have more words from another senator or representative on this same bill, on this same issue of where this is going. Remember, I told you, things are going to happen this year because it's an election year. President wants to get reelected. So what is he going to do? He's going to try to buy people's votes. We're going to tell you in just a moment. He just forgave. This is breaking news. This happened in like 5 o'clock this morning. $7.4 billion he just gave away in more student loan forgiveness, which you and I both know that's not forgiveness. It's putting the money on taxpayers. But what is he trying to do? His poll numbers are weak with people of young age. So now he's trying to forgive their student debt so that he can get their vote. But we will not be ignorant. Let's listen to the next speaker on this same subject for Social Security when it comes to the changes that are about to happen with Social Security.
Thanks very much. Great. Social Security stays solvent essentially indefinitely. I think that if the American people knew that Social Security was going to be solvent into the indefinite future, that Medicare was going to be solvent into the indefinite future, it would have a calming and reassuring effect on folks. It's just an unnecessary asterisk for them to have to add to their family's financial planning to think, maybe what's Congress going to do? So I've proposed a pretty simple bill that kicks in the payments to Social Security back over $400,000 to honor Joe Biden's promise that he wasn't going to raise taxes for people.
Remember, guys, I'm telling you, again, they're all working with Biden on these new bills, on these new changes. You've got the Social Security Fairness Act. You have the Social Security 2100 Act. All these are really being brought forward now. They're getting more sponsors across the board. The Democrats are signing on. Why? Because Biden wants to get reelected, and he's pushing everybody to say, let's reform Social Security. Let's get these bills out here. Let's get them passed.
Earning under $400,000. So I would also add that I chair the Budget Committee, and in our hearing last week on the budget, Shalonda Young, who heads OMB, came in and said that this bill was, she said, absolutely in line with the principles that President Biden espoused in his state.
Guys, are you hearing this? Guys, let's get some likes for the channel. Let's get some support. This right here, 100% is coming from Biden. Biden's ready to make so many different changes happen. You just heard him. He said this is exactly in line with what Biden wants to get done.
The union. So I think we've got a real chance to deliver that solvency and that security for the American people. And I want to ask you to commit to making sure that your team can give us whatever technical assistance and factual support that we need to make sure we make the best presentation and are working with the best factual information as we try to solve this problem by basically trying to solve two problems at once. One, an unfair and rigged tax code that lets high-income earners off in a way that regular wage earners aren't. And second, the solvency and security indefinitely of Social Security.
If you are in favor of this, this is something, again, too, what he just said was, look, this is where Biden came back again. He wants to get this passed. We're going to tax those that are making over $400,000. They're going to start being taxed on Social Security again, because remember, it stops at 168. So that we can pay more into Social Security, and those that are making under 400,000 do not see any tax increases. This is where Biden, remember when he said on his campaign event, no, you're not going to pay more in taxes if you make under 400,000. He is telling you all the details over what's going to happen.
Senator, I'd look forward to working with you on that. We have outstanding chief actuary at Social Security, and the work that they do, the analysis they can do, the permutations, parameters, probabilities, we would love to be able to work with you on that.
And it was through your Social Security actuary that we reached the determination that this would keep Social Security solvent indefinitely. Through the entire horizon,
yes,
that the Social Security actuary looks, it's solvent and probably beyond.
75 years is a long time.
It's a long time.
The last time this Congress, well, not this Congress, the last time our Congress wrestled with this, the depletion event was only about 2 months off of the horizon.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
So there you have it, guys. You just heard them. We're talking about the Social Security Fairness Act. What you just heard was the Social Security talking to the Finance Committee. They literally have over 300 co-sponsors on this Fairness Act. We have the details over what this is going to do. This is going to repeal back. It's going to put more money into the Social Security. It's going to repeal back that if you get Social Security and you get a state pension fund and you get additional other benefits, that your Social Security will not be impacted on the amount that you get, so that won't be reduced. This is a plan to expand benefits with the Social Security 2100 Act. You just heard Representative Greg Landsman, who said, hey guys, we're here. We've got over 300 sponsors. This is in line with what Biden wants to do. Biden is making big moves across the Social Security spectrum. He just passed this morning at 5 a.m. that he's given away another $7.4 billion with a B. $billion away in his words, student loan forgiveness. Right now, you're about to see another video where Biden is 100% full steam, trying to get better in the polls, trying to win votes, trying to win and get a positive on his constituents. Why? Because it's an election year, guys. This is full steam. You are seeing exactly politics in play. You didn't see a lot happen last year or the year before, but man, when it comes to getting reelected, that's when they start dishing out all the money. They start dishing out all the big changes. Why? Because they want to get reelected. If you love America first, guys, I'm bringing value to you. Please subscribe. Please smash that like button so we can keep the channel going. But watch this, because this right here, guys, is 100% the other part of Biden just passed at 5 a.m. this morning, giving all this money away.
Texas.
Sorry, guys. We got this quick 5 seconds on this ad real quick. 3, 2, 1.
All right, this just in, President Biden will approve another $7.4 billion in student loan bailouts today. 277,000 borrowers are going to have their debt canceled as a part of the Biden administration's SAVE plan.
Oh, isn't it convenient? He's also underwater with students and young Americans, so here comes more money. The administration has already cut $153 billion in loan forgiveness. Meanwhile, White House Press Secretary KJP says the new move is helping Americans.
The SAVE plan is helping millions of people who earn less than $15 per hour, have a monthly payment of $0, and is helping some borrowers get their debts canceled faster. The president will continue fighting to give people more breathing room and using every tool at his disposal.
Guys, you think that's the end of it? You think that's the end of it? He's already given $153 billion, just approved another $7.4 billion. That puts him over $160 billion. He's got all this stuff happening with Social Security. Listen to what they're about to say because it's going to blow your mind.
Help bars.
This comes after the president announced separate plans to relieve student debt for more Americans, which is estimated to cost $84 billion.
He's not forgiving it. He's putting it on other people.
Right.
You know, he's not just erasing it. He's not paying it out of his pocket.
Guys, tell me, is this not just so political? We're in an election year. You just heard they're not done yet. You don't think Biden's not going to continue dishing out more money, more money? He's going to approve this. He's going to pass this out. You're going to get forgiven. You're going to get forgiven. You just heard him. Biden just said, hey, $7.4 billion, there's another $84 billion I'm working on to forgive students because he wants to win the election. This is where we're dealing in the biggest politics of our country. President wants to get reelected. Listen to the next part.
Paying out of his pocket, the Delaware, the fortune that he has assumed, that he's amassed, that's no problem. But he's doing it and putting into the big pot. Every month we add $1 trillion to the debt, and now we're just arbitrarily deciding that college graduates don't need to pay back their loans.
The question is, how are we going to pay for this? We're already in debt. Mortgage rates, look at those. They were January 2022, 3.2%. Remember those days? Now it's almost 7%. Wall Street Journal did an article about this, talking about how under Trump, prices were stable and
Guys, you know what his plan was? His plan is for those that want to buy a house. He said, look, guys, I know the interest rates are high. I know that things are crazy, but guess what? I'm going to give you $10,000 cash money when you go buy a new house. You see, he's got a plan for everything when it comes to the interest rates, when it comes to these bailouts, when it comes to the Social Security. His administration is hitting every single spec of how he can get all these votes and continue being the president, win a second term. They're talking about the interest rates are high, but Biden just said this week, I'm going to give $10,000. You want to go buy a new house? It's okay. I know the interest rates are high. Here's some more money. Listen to what else they have to say.
Didn't rise significantly until Biden's first year in office. They talk about 3 different individuals. One couple moved into their 3-bedroom rental with their 3 children in 2021. Their plan was only to stay for a year. They determined they still can't afford to buy. Right. Then her sister, who's a mother of 3, lives down the street. She's stuck in her home because the cost has deterred them from buying a larger home. And then Emily Farrell, they talked to, had to withdraw an offer on her house in Colorado last week because the final rate from her lender, she thought was going to be 7.5%. It ended up being 8.9%. That's $1,000 more a month, and she can't afford it.
It's killing a lot of people. And here's the thing. It's all because of inflation. And we saw it starting with Joe Biden.
Yes, and guess what? Biden has a plan for that too, because guess what? What just kicked in again? He's going around and he said, guys, guess what? The internet, if you have high-speed internet, he's trying to reduce the cost. They're passed another bill to reduce the cost on your high-speed internet to save you $30 a month. And guess what? Those in the green agenda that they're trying to push to buy electric cars this year in January 2023, if you want to buy an electric car and you see how hard they're pushing this, it expired this $7,500 tax credit. Well, guess what they just did? They renewed it for 4 more years so that you can go buy an electric car, save $7,500 off a new electric car. Why? Because he's giving money away like crazy, guys. Tell me, does this guy want to get reelected or what? I want to show you this screen right here because it doesn't matter what this does. This is the national debt, $34 trillion, $34,700 billion. We're about to hit $35 trillion in debt, but nobody cares. Why? Biden is spitting out money like nothing, guys. He is 100% saying, look, I want to get votes. I just forgiven $160 billion in student loan debt. I'm giving $10,000 away if you want to buy a new house. If you want to buy a new electric car, $7,500 for that. If you want to go and get cheap high-speed internet, you can apply. If you got AT&T, Comcast, you can tell them and they'll give you $30 off. We are seeing politics at its best. This is the country that we're living in right now, of where Biden is doing everything that he can to buy votes. Listen to the next part that they have to say over the debt cancellation.
Inflation was like 1.9%, I think, when he took office. And then because Congress flooded the entire world with so much free money, prices went through the roof. Inflation approached 10%. Just take a look at the prices comparing when Joe Biden took office as they are right now. And as you can see, the number under each of these items is the number to pay attention to. Butter is up 23%. Flour is up about 25%. Chicken is up 25%.
Guys, you've heard it on the you see all this prices right here. Guess what? Biden has a plan for this too. The Inflation Reduction Act he just passed over $1 trillion. They're going to start giving out free debit cards to low-income families to help them have more money, because he sees all this. They're not dumb, guys. They're not stupid. They see the prices and the expenses has gone up through the roof. So what do? They passed the Inflation Reduction Act. It's over $1 trillion. They're going to start giving more money to low-income households in order to get more payments. And get more payments to these people so that they have more money, because they know that food is up. They know gas is up. They know electric is up. But they're trying to win the presidential election this year, and they're going to do everything they can to win it. It doesn't matter that this stuff is up, because like they just said, they're going to keep putting out free money to try to win the election this year. Watch this.
Bread is up 30%, and a dozen eggs is up 104%.
That's how much more money you have to make to afford your items that you were buying.
And here's the thing. So many young people are struggling. They're living in their parents' basement. They're still on their parents' phone plans and stuff like that. That is why Nick Sumners, who's got a job, he's going to be joining us in about an hour. He's got a job. He's paid 3 times the minimum wage. He cannot get ahead, and he is so frustrated. He was yelling at his phone in his car, and we're running it.
Can somebody explain to me in crayon-eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live? And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys! A 1-bedroom apartment, $1,800. 2-bedroom apartment, $2,200. Who the can afford that? It is embarrassing to come out and say that it is a struggle to survive right now, but I know so many people are struggling.
And Biden knows that too, guys. Why do you think he's putting out more and more money? He wants to pay for his votes. Right now, he is the lowest on the polls that they've ever had. His approval rating is the lowest that it's ever been. But right now, that's why they just passed the Inflation Reduction Act. That's why they're giving $160 billion in student loan forgiveness. That's why they're giving the free high-speed internet. That's why they're doing the debit cards for low-income households to pay for more money with SNAP. If you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and you are about to see some big changes with the Social Security Fairness Act, the Social Security 2100 Act. All this is about to change because of this. They are not dumb, guys. The Biden administration knows that the polls, everybody is fed up with the inflation. They're fed up with all the freaking, just everything's so expensive. Electricity expensive. Interest rates are expensive. The cost just to buy eggs, dairy, whether it's milk, butter, all this stuff is so expensive. So that's why Biden said, you know what? I'm ready to give some more money out. It doesn't matter that we are living right here at almost $35 trillion in debt. that they're still going to do this. Why? Because they want to get more votes, guys. This is what it takes when you are the president and your poll numbers suck and you have the worst disapproval rating of any president that's ever been. It's at 37%, even lower than Donald Trump's was. This is how you buy votes. You give money away and you try to change so much stuff at the last minute, because that's usually what people only remember when they go to vote, is what happened in the past 6 months. And that's how I'm going to determine who I'm going to vote for. You are seeing it right here, 100%. This is what's happening in America.
Credit card debt is up 46% over the last 3 years. So think about that. Everybody that you talk to now, they're not going to tell you, but on average, their credit card has doubled because they're not making ends meet. So what do? Realistically, go, oh, let me just put that on a card. You can't make up for it because inflation's not slowing down. 60% of the country is living paycheck to paycheck. Your average groceries are up overall 21%, depending on where you live.
And the president wants to introduce this new plan, which, as you correctly noted, Brian, is going to be paid by the taxpayers. That's putting more money into the market, more inflation. That's only going to hurt more Americans.
Guys, you are about to hear the new plan that Biden is about to put out. Why? Because American families are being pinched. They can't afford stuff. And so he's got another plan where he's going to put out more money, give people more money. But like what they're saying, that, hey, this is causing more inflation. But Biden knows if he can give a stimulus check, if he can do something with the debit card or whatnot, give more money, he can get more votes. Listen to what they have to say.
How politically smart really is this? How many people are looking at this saying, I'm not paying for his or her deal? How many people, 42-year-olds, go, I just paid off my student loans. I'm a little resentful of this. What am I, too old to
the best
get this?
person to ask, because you got student loan. How do you feel about this?
Well, you know, the interesting thing is that I don't even qualify. I'm that young person, but there's a cap.
And this is what you're seeing right here, guys. All this stuff across the board is 100% hitting Americans the hardest that it's ever been. People are feeling the hurt like never before. And on top of that, he's also got his President Biden has his campaign, the person who's against him, Trump, who's literally in criminal court because of all this stuff that's happening. But this, if you are a Trump fan, listen on in, guys, because Alvin Bragg, who is the district attorney against Trump, he brought up his key star witness, Hope Hicks, who was supposed to come in and destroy Trump and say how horrible Trump was and what's happened with Trump. But guess what? It imploded in his face. Right now, Hope Hicks came in. She said Trump was good. His family was good. Melania Trump, Laura Trump, Ivanka Trump, all of them were good. And that this was a blackmail attempt from Stormy Daniels, the porn actress, and the lawyer Davidson against Trump to try to blackmail him for money. And that's why Trump tried to protect his family. And so what did he do? He paid the money. And this is what Hope Hicks just told all the jurors and the judge and everything. And right now, this is exploded in Bragg's, the district attorney's face, that I can't believe it. I thought she was going to go against him, and she turned at the last minute and said, no, listen to what they have to say.
Texas.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. 3, 2, 1.
Meantime, we are expecting to hear from former President Trump just minutes from now when his criminal trial wraps up for the day. Right now, the defense cross-examining former communications director Hope Hicks. And the former president says he plans to file a lawsuit challenging the gag order as we wait for the judge to rule on whether he violated it again. Let's bring in Will Scharf, a lawyer for the former president who is not involved in the case. He is also running for Missouri Attorney General as a Republican. Will, it's great to have you on. I want to know your take on this because we've had so much focus this morning during testimony on this Access Hollywood tape. The tape is from 2005. It has nothing to do with the 2016 election, and yet they can't show it, but they can talk about it 15 times a court session.
You can see right here in this top right corner, I want you to focus in where Hope Hicks said that the Cohen, this guy who was supposed to be on Trump's side, called himself Mr. Fix-It. Why? Because he always would come in and fix things, but Hope said he was the one that actually broke it. He was working with all these other people that were trying to blackmail Trump, and listen to what this lawyer has to say because the truth is finally coming out.
Yeah, this is exactly the sort of evidence that in any normal trial would be excluded because its prejudicial value so heavily outweighs any probative value that it might have. That's a routine motion filed in cases. We've made numerous motions to exclude evidence like this in this case. In any normal case, this is not the sort of thing that would end up in front of the jury. But as we've seen in so many ways, including the gag order that you just referenced, this is not a normal trial.
Yeah, no, it's not a normal trial, and we're waiting for Carrier Bond to come out and kind of give us an update of exactly what's happening before they go to break. And I'm wondering if you think the strategy here is just to bring out the most salacious stuff, right? You bring out the sleazy.
And what they're trying to do, guys, is they're trying to show every single thing that's not even related to Trump, doesn't have anything to do with him, and yet they're trying to demean him. But the truth is coming out 100%. This blew everybody's mind when it came to look at this. This is breaking news, guys. Everything is starting to unravel itself. DA brags, it imploded him with Hope Hicks. Listen to Trump's lawyer and what she has to say.
What is going on?
Why do we always have all these dang? Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Just give me a couple of seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, Alina Habba, legal spokeswoman for Donald Trump and general counsel for Save America PAC. Welcome back to you. Good to have you on the program. So the trial resumed a short time ago. We saw the former president re-enter the courtroom there, and we know that the ex-lawyer for Stormy Daniels is on the stand. Testimony continues at this hour. What are your thoughts at this point in the trial?
I think that the defense is doing a really great job of cross-examining the attorney for Stormy. As we've heard, he's asking him about the definition of extortion. Why is he doing that? Well, it's very clear. There is a very fine line between bribing somebody, extorting them because you know that they're a political figure, they're a famous person, and trying to get them to pay off someone. And as an attorney, I can tell you that that gentleman is in trouble. There is no question what is going on is completely fundamentally wrong. As a counsel for anyone, this person was not acting as an attorney who was brokering an extortion deal. That's what we heard today. I look forward to the rest of the cross-examination.
Guys, what you just heard is it's all starting to unravel. They were trying to blackmail Trump because he was famous, because he's a billionaire, because he's got all this money. Now it's all coming out that, oh, this person said this, yeah. Oh, this person was colluding with this person, and now this person was talking with this lawyer. Oh, and they were all working together. You are hearing it straight from the lawyer of Trump, that they were colluding against him, trying to blackmail him over this supposed affair, trying to just demean him, destroy his family. But thank God the truth is coming out. Listen to what she has to say.
But let's not forget the other thing that's happening, the unconstitutional gag order on President Trump. This keeps coming up as a distraction to the American public because they cannot win a case that is absolutely flawed and lacking factual basis to Donald Trump. We know that. This was brought by Michael Cohen. We know that. We know his credibility is minimal, if existent at all. I experienced that myself with my own trial. And we're
because, guys, this is where the judge is, everything is starting to come out. This guy, Cohen, is literally going on TikTok every night saying how much he's getting Trump, how much he's going to win, how he doesn't like Trump, this, that, and he's making money. And this is ridiculous because now it's coming out that, wait, you're winning. You're literally using his fame in this case to go and make money, and you're working with this person and this person to get onto TikTok, get all these views and all this stuff. This is not the truth, and this is where everything is starting to unravel. That Trump, everything was against him on them all trying to blackmail him out of money, and now they're still trying to make more money off him because he's famous. This is a sad, sad day in America that that this is happening, and the gag order that Trump can't say anything. All this is imploding on the district attorney Bragg, but I'm glad the truth is coming out. She's got one more thing to say.
We're seeing a complete and utter destruction of the American bedrock constitutional First Amendment and Eighth Amendment, frankly, and it's sad. It's truly sad.
So let's bring up just for a second here Keith Davidson's testimony, particularly on the point of how he considered the payments to Karen McDougal and to Stormy Daniels be classified. The case revolves around, according to Alvin Bragg.
Do you see that, guys? How now the lawyers and the other lawyer, Davidson, they're trying to classify, oh, we can't talk about these, we can't show these, even though this is what the trial is all about, is these payments, but now they're trying to pull it back, and they're trying to cover all the lies and all the deceit and all the blackmailing that they're trying to do, but the truth is coming out.
Financial records being falsified, being called legal payments instead of something else, or legal expenses, to cover up the commission of some sort of election interference. Well, Keith Davidson said, well, he would consider those payments to be called consideration, which is a legal term for something that parties exchange in a contract. So Alvin Bragg's whole case would have seemed in that moment to have evaporated.
Let's talk about something else that nobody's mentioning. Hillary Clinton, with the Russia hoax, paid the FEC a violation for paying her attorneys to hide payments for that. Okay? Now, is she in jail? No. 150% if it's Trump, they will go after you. If it's anybody else, you pay an $8,000, I believe her fine was $8,000. How's that not a paper crime? If we're going to use this standard, it's got to apply to everybody. And you know what? That's not going to be very pretty for the American people, and that's not going to be pretty for the left-wing Democrats. They come after Trump. They're coming after America. It has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with us. There is no campaign finance violation. In fact, that's what Michael Cohen pled guilty to. The same man that perjured himself in my attorney general case and admitted to it on the...
Remember, guys, Michael Cohen has already been found guilty. He's already been, there's so much, he's already lost lawsuit, been found guilty of perjury and all this stuff. He is a discredited lawyer at this point, and now they're trying to bring this back on him, but she's telling the truth that people are starting to see through all the lies, through all the deceit, and yet they're just trying to come after Trump.
The stand. We are clearly in a very much political lawfare environment. And as Americans, both Democrat and Republican, if we don't stop it, we are in trouble as a country.
Are you any more optimistic than you were last week when we spoke to you about the outcome of this trial for the former president?
Listen, like I said, and I've said time and time again, the president has done nothing wrong. If we are in a fair environment, if we are not in Manhattan, where they intentionally select a venue, which despite our motions to move it, is intentionally blue. It is a blue city. And the pool is blue. It is what it is. And that's all intentional. Georgia, Washington, D.C., you cannot get it twisted that this is all by design by the Biden administration. So
So what you're seeing here, guys, is again, too, you just saw breaking news. Biden is doing big things with giving away money, $7.4 billion in student loan forgiveness. You saw the 300 sponsors for the Social Security Act that's being pushed forward from Biden. You saw the Fairness Act that's being pushed forward by Biden. You see the Trump case that's happening. So much is going on this year. Why? Because it's a presidential year, but they're ready to start pumping out more money. More free money is what you're going to start seeing Biden do over the next couple of months until the election so that he can win a second term. This is the news delivered to you 100%. You're seeing it for yourself, guys. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. I'm not just a guy just speaking on the other side of the screen with you not seeing anything. I love to show you stuff. Why? So you can see for yourself. You can 100% hear for yourself what is actually going on with the national debt, what's going on with Trump, what's going on with all the Social Security, the increases, all that. That's what you get from this channel because I'm here to serve you. I appreciate you. Don't forget to smash the like button. I've got to head out. It's my daughter's birthday party that we've had today, so we got to go take care of her with that. Please, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We want to continue serving you every single day. We can't do this without you. We love you. We thank you. America first, right there, that flag right there. 100% every single day. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time.